What possible event could you have with some water balloon elasticated launchers, a load of cardboard boxes, and 2 red sponge balls, which you just happen to have painted an Angry Bird's face on? I wonder what's going to happen tonight. We are chill, and this is how we roll.
I'm loving the nice things that you guys gave to these people. Someone gave money and a good music taste. These are the things you would like to bless these people with. Apparently we're blessing someone with Evan Peters. I don't know what. So that's good for you then, Jordan, yeah? Okay, pity, because that was over here. So, sorry, but you didn't get it. Oh, was it on that side? Right, okay, well, there you go. We'll put it on that side, that's good. All right, cool. But it's not nice when someone does something to things that you hold dear, is it? I mean, you imagine you could give this guy that many presents. We've got happiness there, and I think that says karaoke. No, chocolate, there you go, that's better. It's not nice when you've got this whole world built of nice things, and all it takes is for one angry idiot to come along and with their anger just boot it, knock everything down, right? It's nasty, isn't it? Angry equals stupid, would you agree? Yeah. Angry makes you so stupid. Is that a bad thing? Yeah. Who thinks it's a bad thing that anger kind of makes you override reason? Okay, what if I was to say something completely different, that angry can actually equal awesome? Let me give you an example, okay? Okay, stay with me, stay with me. Here's an example, okay? Angry equals awesome. Who remembers this? I showed you this slide last year, okay? It was on the Change Your Future night that we were doing the Hunger Games, okay? Right here is what we call the Armenian genocide, right? Can you all see it clearly enough? You'll see a dude in a suit holding something like this and some clearly starving children on the ground. I mean, the one lying down there is a skeleton with skin that's managing to raise its arm, okay? Even though this guy is holding a piece of bread, that kid can't even get off the ground. He's that close to death, okay? Okay, these are Armenian children. That's a Turkish official who was playing games with them, dangling a piece of bread and making them fight for it. Does that make you angry? Right? 1.5 million people died in that starvation. Does that make you angry? Because people were around them with food and were playing games with them. Does that make you angry? Because you know what? It's only when you get angry about something that you actually really, really want to change it. Let me tell you this, okay? The world today sucks. It's unfair in so many ways. The only way that tomorrow will be any better is if the youth of today decide they won't accept the world the way it is. You're the ones that change it. You are the engines of change. And you know what is your engine of change? It's anger. It's when you get angry and you say, that's not right. And you get angry enough to actually do something about it. Not sign a petition on Facebook, okay? Because we've all done that. And you don't know where it goes and what happens then. Great. Okay, you've added your name to 50 billion other people. When you get angry enough that you think, I'm not going to stand here, I'm going to go and do something, and I don't care if it's stupid, I'm going to do it because I want to make a difference. Like, here's a guy doing something totally stupid. Come on, here it is. Okay, now this is Tiananmen Square. This is in China, before you guys were born. There is a man standing in front of a tank. That has got to be the definition of a stupid thing to do. But he did it. You know why? Because all the students, and he's a student, they got angry that their country didn't have democracy and the rest of the world does. They got angry enough to get up there and do something about it. Now then, what you don't know at this point is that the tank actually tried to turn left and right to maneuver around him, and he kept moving. He would not let the thing pass. You've got to be pretty dense to do that, right? But he was so angry he wasn't listening to reason. He was, this must change. And do you know how good he got at doing this? He didn't just stop that tank. How many tanks can you see though? 2? There's a bit more than 2. Have a look at this. Right? Now if someone said to you, there is a street full of tanks coming down the road, why don't you go and stand in front of them? You'd be thinking, right? But if you're that angry, it doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense, because angry equals stupid. And sometimes you've got to be stupid for the right reasons, right? And here's the thing as well. I actually cropped this picture. It goes back further. There's more tanks than that. And this dude stopped them just by standing in the middle of the street. Okay, I want to show you someone else. That's in China, okay? But now I've got this girl, Claudette Colvin. 15 years old. Who's 15? Put your hand up if you're 15 years old, okay? Put your hand up if you're 15 years old and you get the bus. Come on, 15 years old and you get the bus. Okay, look around and everybody gets to lift off their man. Yeah. Okay, right, if you're 15 and you get the bus, you're like Claudette, okay? You can tell by the black and white photo this was a long time ago, okay? People like Claudette, and we know what I mean by that, had to sit in a certain place on the bus. They had to sit where they were told, that's the bit for you people, you ain't like us people. And she was 15 and she said no. And she refused. She refused orders. And this guy was pushing. This guy is an authority figure, and she said no. She was 15. You know what came next? This. Because a 15-year-old said, that's not right, I'm standing up. Now, a woman came after her called Rosa Parks, and she did the same thing, and she got really famous. But the first one to do it was actually Claudette Colvin. She was 15, and this came from it. Isn't that amazing? Now then, it went further than that, because then you've got someone called Elizabeth Eckford, 15. I don't think she's 15 in this picture, but she was the first black student to go to a white school in America, and that was the start of equal education. And they went to university. Now then, you will see that there's someone there who is absolutely angry at what they see is injustice. Can you see her? Yeah. She's not the one with the arrow on her. Look at that. See, angry isn't always awesome. She's angry. She's angry at something that she doesn't see as being right. And she's angry enough to do something about it. And a lot of people were. And it wasn't just a case of the black people in that country at that time just decided, we're going to school, and everybody said, okay, come on in. Nope, there were riots about this. There were full-on riots about this. But they had to go through because they were saying, that ain't right, we are going to change it. Shh. It takes sometimes someone to get angry enough, to get stupid, to override reason, to think, I'm going to change this no matter what the cost. And there was a cost. Here's a guy. Martin Luther King. He's most famous for being a very peaceful demonstrator of change. He wasn't one of these guys that was advocating war and violence and everything. He was advocating peace. But go and look up his speech, The Dream. I have a dream. It's all about we can stand together in peace. He got shot for that. Someone got very, very angry. And that wasn't awesome. So yeah, anger can be a great engine to make a change. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the right change. Like this week, we're celebrating something else. Who knows what this place is? Auschwitz, yeah? This is a lot of people that got very angry at certain people. We all talk about they got angry at the Jews, and yes, they did. After the First World War, they got really angry at the Jews who they saw were ripping the country off and selling all the ethnic Germans out and stuff. They got angry at what they saw as injustice. So, they enslaved an entire people, and then systematically murdered them. And it wasn't just Jews, by the way. It was Poles, it was gays, it was handicapped people, it was anybody that Hitler didn't like. If he's angry at you, you're going there. Anger can sometimes be downright evil. So how can the anger, this one thing, sometimes cause the right changes and sometimes cause some absolutely despicable changes? Why is that? It's really simple. Anger can't tell right from wrong. Just because you get angry about something doesn't mean it's right and doesn't mean it's wrong. Anger is just an engine to do something about what you see as right and wrong. The truth is, and here's a 10-word statement. Jess, 10-word statement. Here's a 10-word statement. Anger is a great engine, but it's terrible steering. Seriously, anger will not drive you in the right direction. Just when you pick a direction, it'll make sure you get there. So the question is, what steers you? Getting angry, guys, it can be a really good thing. But it can be a really bad thing, depending on what you decide to get angry at. So, let me ask you this. Who makes decisions based on anger? Right? You make a decision in anger. You think, I'm going to do this because I'm angry. Right? Bad idea. Make a decision with a calm mind. Let anger be your engine. But never let anger make your choices. If you're someone who's being steered left and right by how angry you are, trust me, you're always going to end up getting in trouble. I mean, the Bible even says, it doesn't say anything about don't get angry. Jesus got angry. It talks about when God gets angry, injustice. The kind of thing some of these people got angry at. Anger's no bad thing. If you let it steer you and control you, it very much is. So, ask that question. Do you steer your anger, or does your anger steer you? It's one to think about. And the thing is, like I said, anger can't tell right from wrong. So we're going to be asking a question in regeneration this week. Do right and wrong actually exist? Or is it just a matter of opinion? Well, I'm going to lay out a case for how, yes, it does exist, and it's the basis of everything. So get in the regeneration group. It's on Facebook. Okay, so get on Facebook, get in the group. It's going to go up hopefully this weekend.
Okay, we begin in our cafe, which doesn't normally look like this. We're yet to set it up for the main event, but this is where we start our youth club. And here we have a load of cardboard boxes, which should look very familiar to you if you've been following what we do. If you follow our videos, you're going to be unsurprised to know that we're using staging blocks. We use these things for just about everything. At the minute, you'll see that they're hung upside down. So they're just standing there nice and solidly on the floor, but with the legs sticking up, because we can hook these water balloon launchers on here. Now, if you haven't got these staging blocks, to be honest, a table will do, or some kind of construction you can make, as long as you've got these, in effect, pegs sticking up that you can attach the water balloon launcher to. And then you've got that. Lovely. Okay, now one thing you need to consider if you're going to do a night like this is safety. You need to be so safe. These launchers are quite powerful, so we tested how far these things can launch a ball and how fast it's moving when it hits its target to make sure that everybody's safe. The guys sitting in the forts, they're going to be wearing some crash helmets just in case, but we've tested and the balls don't hit at that length with any real kind of force. So it'll be enough to knock down empty cardboard boxes, but not enough to hurt you, even if it hit you in the head. And these guys are going to be wearing crash helmets as well. So you've got to make sure that when you brace yourself, when you pull this elastic back, that you've got some feet on it or some people are holding it or whatever to make sure it doesn't just come collapsing back on whoever's pulling the thing. You've got to think safety, risk assess this. These are things that could potentially hurt if they go wrong, but if they go right, This is an absolute buttload of fun. Believe me, we've been trying it out, and once you start testing it, you don't want to stop because it's actually a lot of fun. This is a really easy night to talk about anger. This is a really easy night to talk about how anger can knock things down and how it makes you stupid and pulls your entire world down. You'll check out the preach, you'll see it. It's a really easy theme, this, and it's a load of fun as well. And all it requires is a bunch of cardboard boxes, which you can get free from your local supermarket. Just go and ask them for empty cardboard boxes that they're throwing out. These sponge balls, I got these specifically, but we can use these again and again and again and again. And the water balloon launchers, the catapults, well, they're actually for our water fight that we're holding in a few months from now when the sun starts shining, which allegedly it will. So these are reusable things. This is not an expensive night. It's not difficult to put together at all. Your biggest challenge is just constructing something that you can pull that thing off that won't just collapse. So like I say, an upturned table, and whoever's doing the throw-in just puts their feet on the legs, and you get some people to hold it from the sides. Find a way to anchor it down, make it secure, but this is an easy night.